There's a thin line between genius and madness. History has proven that when scientists dare to push the boundaries of what's possible, the results can either revolutionize the world or plunge it into chaos. Today, we dive into the darkest corners of scientific curiosity. These aren't your average lab tests. These are the most dangerous, haunting, and mind-blowing experiments that spiraled out of control. Brace yourself for a journey through the terrifying side of human ambition. This video is brought to you by Bound Logic. Experiment 1. The Philadelphia Experiment in 1943. The U.S. Navy allegedly conducted a secret experiment to make a warship invisible to radar and possibly teleport it. The USS Eldridge supposedly vanished from the Philadelphia Naval Shipyard, reappearing moments later in Norfolk, Virginia. Before returning, the crew, rumored to be fused into the ship's metal. Some driven insane, the Navy denies it ever happened. But conspiracy theorists still whisper about it today. Experiment 2. The Russian Sleep Experiment. Though believed to be fictional, this experiment has haunted millions. Soviet researchers allegedly locked 5 political prisoners in a chamber with a stimulant gas, keeping them awake for 15 days. What followed was grotesque self-mutilation, madness, and violent death, real or not. It reflects humanity's horrifying curiosity about the limits of sleep deprivation. Experiment 3. Project MKUltra. Between the 1950s and 1970s, the CIA ran a top-secret program experimenting with mind control. Using LSD, hypnosis, and torture, they tried to manipulate and erase memories. Many participants didn't even know they were part of the study. The long-term trauma, psychological damage, and mysterious deaths that followed still spark outrage and suspicion. Experiment 4. The Tuskegee Syphilis Study. From 1932 to 1972, the U.S. Public Health Service secretly studied the effects of untreated syphilis on African American men. Participants were misled into thinking they were receiving free medical care, but they were being observed as their disease progressed without treatment. Dozens died. Families were destroyed, and trust in public health was shattered. Experiment 5. The Large Hadron Collider LHC located in Switzerland. The LHC smashes particles together at near light speed. Some feared it could create a black hole. While we haven't been sucked into oblivion yet, the idea of playing with such massive forces remains terrifying. What if one calculation was wrong? Experiment 6. The Chernobyl Disaster. What began as a late-night safety test turned into the worst nuclear disaster in history. In 1986, a reactor exploded in the Soviet Chernobyl plant, releasing radioactive fallout across Europe. Thousands died or suffered from cancer, and entire cities were abandoned. The ghost city of Pripyat still stands a chilling monument to human error. Experiment 7. The Bravo Nuclear Test. In 1954, the U.S. tested a hydrogen bomb on Bikini Atoll. It was much more powerful than expected, contaminating nearby islands and even American soldiers. The fallout caused birth defects, cancer, and generations of environmental damage. It was the deadliest case of miscalculated power. Experiment 8. CRISPR gene editing trials. Gene editing promises miracles but also nightmares. In 2018, a Chinese scientist created the world's first gene-edited babies. The scientific community was horrified not just by the ethics, but by the known consequences of tampering with human DNA. We may have opened a door we can't close. Experiment 9. Head transplant experiments. Several scientists have attempted to transplant heads on animals, monkeys, dogs, even mice. Some briefly survived, and able to control or feel their new bodies. One controversial surgeon claimed he'd soon perform a human head transplant. The implications are nightmarish. Identity, consciousness, and the definition of life itself are at stake. Experiment 10. The Mouse Utopia Experiment. In the 1960s, scientist John B. Calhoun created a rodent utopia with unlimited food and shelter. But with no purpose or challenges, the mice society collapsed into chaos, overpopulation, violence, infanticide, and extinction, a haunting mirror to human society. Warning: what might happen when comfort kills meaning. Bonus experiment: Nazi human trials during Nazi doctors conducted horrific experiments on prisoners, freezing limbs, infecting wounds, and testing poisons. Many subjects died in agony. These crimes against humanity led to the creation of the Nuremberg Code ethical standards for human experimentation. These experiments remind us that science, when stripped of ethics and empathy, becomes a weapon. It can unlock the secrets of the universe or create irreversible nightmares. Which of these experiments shocked you the most? Comment below and let us know. And don't forget to subscribe to Beyond Logic for more journeys into the unknown.